Hey everybody, Ashton here with Gents with another haul video. Technically, I guess this is my monthly haul video. This is going to be for everything I picked up in November through now, which is the mid of December. So there's going to be a lot here, like usual. I'm just going to run right through these. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Some of these I may review in the near future. So let's jump into it. First is Rasasi Ta. This is a part of a new line that Rasasi has of 4 different fragrances. They're supposed to be inspired by Arabic calligraphy. This one has cardamom, pink pepper, and cedar. It's the one that interested me most out of those 4. This was actually an option to be reviewed. I put up 3 Rasasi fragrances in a poll on my YouTube channel. This one actually came in last, which is funny. I was expecting that one to win, but oh well. After that, we have Rain Day by Derek Lam 10 Crosby. This is the large bottle. As you can see, I actually picked this up off of eBay. They were running one of those specials eBay does where you can take $15 off a $75 plus purchase. This was $75, so I went ahead and did it. I had actually smelled this entire line the last time I was in Nashville and Sephora up there. The entire line is supposed to be marketed toward women. They're all technically feminine fragrances, but that one I find to be unisex. The official notes are just neroli and vetiver, so if you look for the official note breakdown, it's pretty short. It's slightly citric, it's fresh, it's green, it's a little bit floral. It's a nice fragrance, and I think a man can pull it off easily. And so far, that's my favorite of the line. Next up is the new Emporio Armani release, Stronger With You. It has main notes of vanilla, cardamom, and chestnut. It's a really versatile, people-pleasing type of fragrance. Very sweet, almost bubblegummy off the top, dries down to a nice, warm vanilla and chestnut. It would be a really good date night fragrance. It could also be a good club fragrance, but there is a lot of versatility there. That one I'll be reviewing very shortly because in my newest poll, that was the winner. Next up is Man Rose by Etro. This has rose, bergamot, and cardamom. It's a fresh, spicy, masculine rose fragrance. They had this on FragranceNet for under $40 for a tester, so I went ahead and picked it up because I've never seen this brand that cheap, and this is one that I was actually interested in trying out. Another pickup this month, 24 Gold by Scent Story. I actually already owned a 100ml bottle of this. This is a 50ml. Lots of you out there are going to recognize this as a fragrance that got heavily hyped, I believe a couple of years ago. It has amber, vanilla, and oud. It's a very strong fragrance. It's basically a sweet, ambery oud. Don't go too heavy on that though. The first time that I wore that years back, somebody said that I smelled like a cat pissed all over my clothes. And nobody wants to smell like cat piss. Next up is the new Issey Miyake. It is Nuit DC Blue Astral. This one has lime, amberwood, and coriander, and it's interesting that lime is the choice for the citric note here because lime is honestly a bit underutilized. I haven't really gotten to look into this too much on my own yet. People online are comparing this to a mixture of Issey Miyake Sport and Issey Miyake Nuit DC. So basically taking those two and combining them together. Next up, we've got Parfums de Marley Layton Exclusif. I know this one has gotten a little bit of hype, and I fell into the hype and purchased a bottle. This basically takes Layton, which is one of the more popular Parfums de Marley releases, and adds coffee, civet, and oud. So they're basically taking a fragrance that you would consider an all-weather, all-seasons kind of fragrance and gearing it toward colder weather. I actually purchased this from Alan, again, Beverly Hills Perfumery. I keep bringing that up, but if you're interested in this one, that's pretty much my only suggestion. Reach out to him. For me though, the jury is still kind of out. I prefer to wear the original Layton to Layton Exclusif. We'll see if my mind changes the more I wear this one. Next up, we have Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Casual Life. I think the bottle on this one is sick. It has violet leaf, ambroxan, and coffee as some of the main notes. And honestly, it's like they took Uomo and made it fresher and better suited for warm weather, which is kind of basic. I haven't fully made up my mind on that one either because I've only worn it one single time at this point, but it does seem like a lot of the originality from the original Uomo has been lost here. Following in that same vein, Prada L'Homme Low. This one I actually purchased from Macy's. I don't think it's hit any discounters yet. Main notes, according to Fragrantica, are iris and powdery notes, which is interesting because most people would consider iris a powdery note, so double up on the powder there. But again, basically a fresher take on the original Prada L'Homme. That's another one I haven't done a deep dive on. Initial thoughts are what I just said, a fresher version of Prada L'Homme. Kind of a random one here, Juniper Ridge Topanga Canyon, and not that Topanga. This has nectar, sage, and wildflowers. According to the website, it's 100% natural perfume. And this one has a limited run of 150 numbered bottles. Mine was 128. And in a weird kind of way, Juniper Ridge almost reminds me of imaginary authors. They're completely different. It's just when you go to their website and look up the fragrances, they have kind of stories or things that they're trying to get across with the fragrance. Feelings or the way that a certain place might smell. Juniper Ridge fragrances, though, smell very much like the outdoors. So if you don't want to smell like actual tree resin or wild brush and things like that, they probably won't appeal to you. I do like them though. I have a few fragrances that I've purchased from them over the years. Next up was one that was sent to me. It is Shawn Mendes Signature. This one actually had a little charm right here of a guitar pick, and I broke it. I tried to pull up on it and the bottle was in the case and it snapped right off. This was sent to me by Elizabeth Arden Fragrances, so Shawn Mendes fragrance is being released through them. Has notes of dulce de leche, honey, and pineapple, among other notes. And it comes across very feminine on my skin. It's marketed as a unisex fragrance, but to me, it is not wearable for a man. It's very sugary sweet, a little bit powdery, and it stays that way the whole way through. It is actually very similar to a Britney Spears fragrance, so that should let you know what I'm trying to get across here. But maybe for your girlfriend or significant other, if they're into really sugary sweet fragrances and they like Shawn Mendes, maybe you could check it out. Next up we have a Lancome Oud Bouquet. They were running a special on Notino for this fragrance. It was very cheap around Black Friday, so I'm sure a lot of you out there actually picked it up. It has oud, praline, and rose, among other notes, and oud rose combos are done to death at this point. But this one is actually done really well. It's rich, warm, a little bit sweet, it has really good performance, and for the price that I got it at, it was an absolute steal. Up next, another Bordeaux fragrance. Assuming I'm pronouncing that remotely correctly, it is Selva do Brasil. I do own two other fragrances from this house. One of them I don't like at all, Scorza de Sicilia, but this one thankfully is much better. Petitgrain is going to be the main note of the ones that are actually listed, though it comes across with an neroli vibe as well. It's basically a nice, fresh, green summer fragrance. Performance isn't amazing, which you would expect because this is marketed as a cologne, and they had these on FragranceNet, I believe for around $35 for a 100ml bottle. At that price it becomes almost a no-brainer. And last for this haul video, 3 separate Eccentric Molecules releases, though I'll only really touch on one. I got Eccentric 1 and Eccentric 3, and also Molecule 2. The one I want to talk about here is Molecule 2. So Molecule 2, like Molecule 1, takes just one aroma chemical and makes that the basis of the fragrance. In this circumstance, it is ambroxan. Molecule 2 sits close to my skin. It doesn't really project out very far, but it lasts a very long time. It's one that you kind of pick up in waves. It comes and goes. And this isn't an ambroxan that I would really say is sparkling or anything like that. It's warm and a little bit sweet. It's really strange. It kind of draws you in. It makes you want to smell it more. Something about it is very magnetic. The first time I sprayed it on, I didn't really give it much thought because the very initial blast smells like straight up rubbing alcohol. Once it starts to dry down though, it is great. I have found myself spraying this on a lot over the past few weeks. Alright guys, that is it. That is the haul for November through the middle of December. I know this was a long video and it was a ton of stuff, so thank you for sticking with me. I'll have my top 5 most worn fragrances of November coming up sometime soon, as well as a number of reviews. Thank you all so much for sticking with me. I appreciate all of your support. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see all of you next time.